Let's check out what the boys are doing. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Cracking stuff.
What are you cracking?
Clams.
Clams?
Careful.
Whoa. What are you going to do with the clams when you're done?
Give them to the chickens.
Oh, that'll be good calcium, won't it? Hey guys, I have a ton of work to do since we've been gone for a week and things are just taking off out here. I have got lots of pruning to do and a little bit of weeding, but not too bad considering all the rain that we've had and the sunshine. So I wanted to bring you along with me today as we did a little bit of pruning so I can show you some of the things that I do. First of all, before you get pruning, especially tomatoes, I like to wear gloves because there's something on the tomatoes called tar. And it gets all over your hands. Actually, I have a little bit already because even before I started videoing, I saw suckers and I just had to prune them. So see that yellow stuff right there? That's tar. It's really hard to get off. Even soap and water, it doesn't come off very well. This will actually make me break out. Last year when I was pruning tomatoes, I broke out everywhere. So definitely want to wear gloves. Also have scissors, or you could use a knife, and then alcohol. And the alcohol in between, when I go from plant to plant, I will put some alcohol on my washcloth and just wipe off my scissors. So I'm not passing any diseases by doing that. And then when I go over the cucumbers and the pumpkins and prune them, I make sure as well that I sanitize my scissors before I get started. Okay, so let me show you some of these things that we're going to prune today. Here's some of the leaves I've already pruned off. Any damaged leaves that you see, you don't even have to take the whole stem. I just took the end off of it here that was touching the ground or had some disease going on. So when you're pruning tomatoes, you want to know whether it's indeterminate or determinate. A determinate tomato is a bushy type and you don't really need to prune them. I did last year because mine got so big and they didn't fit in their cage and they're falling over, so I did have to prune some of those. In indeterminate types, you can actually single stem your plants. I've showed you guys a little bit of this, but here you have the main stem. Now I have let mine go off into a Y, which is actually down here. And so I need to get rid of, like right here, this sucker right here. And it's so hard to do because you see these flowers and you think, oh no, I'm gonna lose tomatoes. But actually it's a better production when you do so. And anytime you see leaves all jumbled up down here, get rid of some of those leaves. Not all of them, because you want to protect some from the sun. When you have 90 degrees hitting your tomatoes, they can actually get a sunburn. So I'm not going to prune all those leaves off my tomatoes, but just a few so it can breathe down here. Any tomato leaves that are touching the ground, which isn't as bad when you have mulch, but you'll see you'll have some pest damage when they're touching the ground. Oh look, I have one weed. It's not too bad. Trying to see if there's anything else on this thing that I'm going to prune. Again, I'll watch for the little suckers that are coming and I'll pull them off. And looky here, I don't have my gloves on. I'm going to get tomato tar on me. So let's get started. Alright, I'm done pruning and here is a better view. Here's that Y I told you about. It's just a beautiful Y. So I've kept these two main growing stems. As you can see right here, there's one here, there's one there, and they're both producing fruit coming off of that. I got rid of one sucker off of this one. So I'm just gonna make sure I keep the two and not have any more suckers coming off these two main stems. So definitely opened it up, especially in the middle there, because I didn't get rid of all those leaves that were shading the tomatoes. And hopefully this will really help the tomato to fight against any disease and you know, humidity and things like that. So one down, I have about 60 more to go. Okay, let's do a detailed video on how I prune these tomatoes. So of course I'm going to cut off all these yellow leaves around the bottom that I see. Get those out of the way. And now here, let me show you these suckers that I have in this plant. Right there's one. got him off. Okay, so here is the leaf. And growing right in between it is a sucker that would make its own tomato plant. I showed you how I planted some a while back, and they have grown into plants now. They're doing really well. So you can get a lot of free tomato plants this way. I just don't have. Here's another little sucker. See it right there? We'll pull that one off. And I'm pretty sure there's one right there. See, I took off the leaf already because it was yellow. And that is a sucker. Let's see, any more? Yep. Right here is one. You see it in between. Just gonna snip that. Some people like to twist with their hands. I'm not crazy about that. I've actually damaged tomato plants doing that. Okay, so here I have the Y right here. I'm gonna keep this two-stemmed just because I like to do that. I don't have to have huge tomatoes. So anyway, that's a little bit of how I prune my tomatoes. Look who's visiting me while I'm pruning the tomatoes. I love growing borage alongside tomatoes for so many reasons, and this is one of them. So I want to show you real quick what I do when I weed the deep mulch garden. Everyone talks about hay and all the grass seeds that it has. You're right, there's some grass that is coming up. But the cool thing about it is, look, roots and all come right up. Or, something else you could do is take this whole thing of hay and just flip it over. And if you notice, the roots are exposed to the sun now, and they will die, and this actually adds nitrogen to your soil, so when it rains, you are feeding your plants all around you. If y'all are following us on Instagram at Almost Heaven Homestead, you'll recognize this beauty right here, this autumn beauty. It has come alive, and this one next to it is really close. I'm really excited about these sunflowers. So even though my tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and everything else is really behind, I love, 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 love these sunflowers. So here's my pile. Oh, look. There's some kind of lady beetle in there. There are all kinds of ladybugs. I don't know if this is a good or bad one. A lot of them are good, but some of them are not good. So I have to look that one up and see what kind he is. Anyway, I did do some cucumbers, just the ones that had a little pest damage, and give them a little bit more breathing room. So that's what it looks like when you prune about 54 tomato plants. There's a couple I didn't do because they were still little and young, so I'm gonna leave them be a little bit. So all in a day's work. While I've been pruning tomatoes, my husband has been hard at work. He has put most of the new fence up so far, and in front of the fence we have some raspberry plants that we've transplanted, quite a few of them. And so the plan is, hey Dash, he's always in the chicken coop. The plan is to have these out here. The chickens can eat them as well from the bottom, and then we'll be able to get berries from the top. And we'll also put a rabbit-proof fence to go around out here, and that will add another layer of protection from predators that would want to come into the chicken coop. So I gotta get off here, guys. I got so much work to do. Tomorrow I'll be out here. I'll be weeding a little bit. There's not a whole lot to do at all. Again, I'm just taking the hay and turning it over for my weeding. And hopefully we'll get some more hay this week and I'll be able to finish mulching the garden. It's about time, huh? Thanks for tuning in, and y'all come back.